let's talk about some amazing standout products for 2022. Now, this doesn't mean that these are products that came out in 2022. Some did, some have been around for longer than that. This is just the year that I happened to try them out. So I will indicate which ones are new and which ones are not. And these are gonna be in no particular order. They're just gonna be whatever I happen to grab, and then I'll talk about the products. And if you're new here, my name is Michelle. I'm a licensed hairstylist with over 20 years of experience. And on this channel, I use those years of experience to help you have healthy, happy hair. The first one is Curlsmith Full Body Thickening Lotion. And this one is a product that did come out new this year. Now, Curlsmith describes this as a volumizing lotion for airy definition, and I 100% agree with that. That's exactly what this is. It gives a wonderful volume, and it does give definition, so this can be used as a curl cream to give nice clumping and definition. It has great slip to it, so it works really well with brush styling because that brush glides right on through. You get great shine from this product. It helps with frizz control, and it does what it says. It really does help add extra body and volume. Now, as far as hold goes, they have it as a level 2, which is they're calling invisible hold. And I generally don't use curl creams for hold anyway. I use them for the frizz fighting ability, for the definition and the clumping, and not so much for the hold. And it does everything that I want it to do. And then I just use this with a gel or a mousse or both. And in fact, I have it in my hair today with both a gel and a mousse. And if you want to know what else I paired with this to get the look that I got today, then it'll either be a video that comes out before this, in which case I'll put a card up here so that you can check that out. And if not, then it'll be my next Shop My Stash curly combo video after this video comes out. So it could be the next video right after this, or it could be a couple videos. I'm not really sure yet, but if it isn't put up here as a card, then it'll be the next Shop My Stash curly combo video that comes out after this. But to get back to this, I really think that this is one of those products that works really well for fine, easily weighed down hair because it is a volumizing, thickening, and bodifying product. So it'll help those of you with lower density hair look like you have a bit fuller hair than what you actually do. And for those of us who have naturally heavy hair, like me, I have coarse hair, it's high density, and it tends to be pretty heavy. It works really well for our type of hair as well. It does help get a little bit of volume and bounce, as you can see in my hair today. Aside from the fact that my hair does really need a haircut, it's a little too long, the layers are getting long, and it works really well even when my hair is a little bit on the long side and not exactly behaving. And I definitely recommend this if you're looking for some weightless volume, some body, some thickening for those of you with lower density hair, and some nice bouncy fluffy curls. This next one is the Keratin Collagen Hair Mask. And I'm not somebody who does a lot of deep conditioners or hair masks in general. My hair is overall pretty healthy. It really doesn't need all of that, but I really do love this one. I find that this gives a nice balance of both protein and also some more emollient moisturizing ingredients. It adds a lot of shine to the hair, and it doesn't weigh the hair down. It's not a super heavy mask that's just gonna leave your hair way over conditioned, or at least not for my hair anyway. And I really do think that people with finer hair can get away with this as well because of the balance of the protein and the other ingredients that are in there. I think it just is a really wonderfully balanced mask that'll work well for a lot of people. I also find that the collagen line, just in general from Keratin, is great for those of us with silvers, that some of them might be a little bit unruly. For the most part, my silvers are not wiry. They're the same as the rest of my hair, but I do have a couple of wayward, wiry strands. And I find that the collagen collection from Keratin really kind of helps with the manageability of some of those. It adds a little bit of shine to those gray hairs because they do reflect light a little bit differently than the rest of your hair because they lack pigment. So the pigmented hair is going to reflect the light a little bit better than the non-pigmented strands. It also smells really good, but it's not overpowering. It's kind of on the sweet side. and like a fresh sweet. I don't know. I'm not really good at describing scents, but it does smell really good and it's not overpowering and it doesn't really linger. It's a great kind of fresh, clean, kind of slightly sweet, really yummy smelling fragrance. I find that when I use this mask, my hair gets some nice bounce to it because of the protein content that's in here, and the collagen I think also too helps with that. But I really like the results that I get when I use this mask. Again, I don't use it on a regular basis. I am not a once a week deep conditioner person. As a hairstylist, I don't recommend a once a week for absolutely everybody. Everybody's hair is completely different. And those of you who have really healthy hair, you're not going to need to use a mask very frequently. And especially if your hair is very fine and easily weighed down, you're really not going to want to use a mask once a week. Your hair is just going to get way too weighed down with all of that. But it is a good mask to add into your routine whenever it's needed, whenever your hair is feeling a little bit parched, or if it's looking like it's lacking something and it isn't quite so bouncy anymore. Using something like this can definitely put some bounce right back into it, add some moisture, and make your hair nice and shiny and healthy and bouncy and all the things that we love to see. And this isn't a new product this year, but this is a new to me product that I tried this year. And now this next one is actually a next two. I'll talk about them together, and that's because they came out new this year together, and they are a couple of new additions to the climate control line from Ouidad. And we've got the Feather Light Touch Up Gel Cream. And then we also have the Frizz Fighting Touch Up Balm. And now they say that this one is for fine to medium hair, and this is for medium to coarse hair. I have coarse hair, as I mentioned earlier, and I like both of them for a couple of different reasons. I did do a review and demo on these products, and I'll put a card right up here so that you can see them in action. But I really like this one for dry refreshing. Now, I'm not somebody who really likes to refresh my hair, and I especially don't like to do a wet refresh. I really don't like the idea of completely wetting my hair down, putting more products in, going through and brush styling all over again, then diffusing all over again. If I'm going to do all of that, I might as well just wash my hair and have the clean scalp and clean hair as a clean slate to start from, and just do it all that way versus starting the whole process and doing my whole styling process, but then not washing my hair. For me, I just see it as a waste of time. And the only type of refreshing I really like to do is a dry refresh. And these products have been a game changer because ordinarily I just like to make sure that I use products and techniques that will get me longevity out of my curls. And then once they get to a point where they're kind of frizzy, stretched out, and not looking that great anymore, I either wash my hair or I just put my hair up rather than do any kind of refreshing. But these have definitely changed my mind. This one I really like for smoothing on over the top, just to get rid of like all over frizz. And then you can also put a small amount in between your fingers and then kind of shape up some wonky curls here and there, or some really fuzzy spots in your hair. You can do like targeted touch up with this. So I do find this to be a really quick, easy way to get that refresh and perk everything up and kind of tame down some of that frizz. And it does work really well in both humidity and dry climate. I live in a dry climate. Occasionally it gets humid here. I've tried it in both. It works really well for both to just tame everything down, perk everything back up. And I've even used this after pulling my hair up into like a ponytail, which really stretches it out. And it's been able to bring it right back after that. So this is a really great product for that and for all hair types. So even if they say medium to fine, if you've got coarse hair, you can use this too. It works great. And now when it comes to this balm, I find that this balm definitely is something that I would caution people with fine hair to use. If you have heat damaged or bleached hair or any kind of high porosity fine hair, then this could work really well for you because your hair is going to need some of those more emollient ingredients that are in this. This is actually a solid, and then when you warm it up between your fingers, it'll turn into kind of like an oily texture. And I find that this works really great for more targeted spot touch-ups and really good on the ends. So for those of us who do live in a dry climate and our ends kind of get parched and frayed then it works really well for kind of getting rid of that kind of frayed out look. And not even just for those of us who live in a dry climate, people who live in a humid climate, if you get frayed out ends, you can use this on your ends too, because this balm is going to work really great as a barrier between your hair and the humidity, so that it helps kind of tame down some of that frizz. You can also kind of go strand by strand, and like if you've got some really wonky spots, you can put a little bit on your fingers and do the same thing there, where you can finger coil and get some of those curls to come back and just spot touch up here and there. This isn't something that I would smooth on all over my hair to kind of get rid of all over frizz. I don't think that it distributes easily enough to be used that way. I think it's more for targeted areas, which is why I really like the combination of both. This can be smoothed on very easily because of the texture and the slip that it has. And then this is really good for targeting specific areas. But like I said, it's mostly for coarser hair, medium to coarser hair, or if you have more damaged hair or higher porosity hair, then this is something that'll work for you. But if you have really fine, very easily weighed down hair that isn't high porosity, then I would probably caution you away from this, because it might just really weigh your hair down and make it look greasy more than fix the frizz. I really can't say enough about these products. I know they're on the high end, but they are phenomenal. You don't need that much of them. A little goes a really long way. They also really help to extend your wash day. And I never really expected that I would be raving about refreshing products, because as I mentioned, I'm not somebody who really likes to refresh. I would much prefer to just put my hair up, half up or all the way up, and not deal with it. But these have changed my mind, and I cannot say enough good things about them. I think these are pretty big game changers. Now the next one is the Curl Keeper Original Liquid Styler, and this one is definitely not new. It's been around for years. I've heard about it, I've seen it. I don't know what took me so long to try it, but I did try it this year, and I still don't understand why I took so long to try it, because this stuff is all that it is cracked up to be. It is lightweight. It basically feels like water, kind of looks like it too, but it is great at frizz control. And it plays nice with so many other things. I've used it with a multitude of different products, with different curl creams, different gels, and it just works beautifully for taming down the frizz with, like I said, anything that I have paired it with. Now, I would have to say that that is its primary function, and that's what it says on here, frizz-free curls. I don't consider this to have enough hold for me to use it as a hold product. I much prefer things with stronger hold. I don't even know that it actually has any hold to it. I've not used it as a single styler. I'm not a single styler person anyway, but I do think that it is definitely worth slipping it into a routine if you find that you're fighting frizz a lot, and especially if you're in a humid climate. This is going to help control that frizz for you. It really is all that it's cracked up to be. The other thing I really like about it is that it is very lightweight, and it's basically impossible to use too much of this product. Like, you can go ham on this stuff and it's not going to weigh your hair down or become producty feeling. You're still just going to have lovely, shiny, maybe not frizz-free curls, because that's an unrealistic expectation. Basically, if you can achieve it right after you've gotten done styling your hair, great. But it probably isn't going to stay like that, because as you move your head around and live your life and go out in the wind or whatever, you're going to wind up with some frizz somewhere. But this definitely helps to control the majority of it, and the shine that it gives is amazing. I find that my hair is definitely a lot shinier when I use this versus when I don't. Now, a disclaimer here, my hair is naturally pretty shiny because my cuticles are smooth. They lay mostly flat. My hair is in good condition. It's mostly pretty healthy. And I also find that darker hair tends to reflect the light a little bit better. So my hair is naturally on the shiny side to begin with. However, like I said, I do find that this does add some additional shine to my hair. I'm late to the party on this, but I'm glad that I've arrived. I really like everything about this. I like the frizz control, I like the shine, I like the fact that it's super lightweight and doesn't weigh anything down, and I highly recommend giving a try if you haven't already. This next one is the Keratin Hyaluronic Acid Detangling Spray, and this is a new product this year, and it has become basically a daily staple, or not necessarily daily, but for sure a wash day staple for me. And I also do use it on my hair in between wash days. And while this says that it is a detangling spray, it is so much more than that. It contains, first of all, protein, which my hair absolutely loves. So every time I use this, I just get really nice, bouncy, springy curls because it gives my hair the strength and structure that it needs so it can curl to its fullest potential, which is what protein does for the hair. And while my hair is overall pretty healthy, a little bit of hydration never hurt anybody. So it does give my hair a decent amount of hydration, but not so much that it over conditions my hair. It's a heat protectant as well. And it can also be used, like I said, in between wash days on dry hair. You can use it as a refresh product, or you can just mist it all over for those of us who need a little bit of extra moisture in between our wash days, either because you have high porosity hair, or if you're someone who lives in a dry climate and your hair tends to get a little parched in between wash days, you can give a little bit of mist of this and it kind of helps with that. This has also become a major staple in my daughter's wash day routine as well. In fact, her bottle is completely gone because she uses it all the time. She uses it both for her wash days and she also uses it for refreshing and to add some moisture back into her hair. Now, she has coarse hair like I do. However, her hair still has a little bit of heat damage left on it. It's overall more dry than my hair is. My hair is overall pretty healthy. There is no damage. And both her hair and my hair really love it for two different reasons. Hers loves both the protein and the moisture. My hair is mostly all about the protein, but like I said, the moisturizing ingredients that are in here are not too much for my hair. This is something that I could see working really well for fine, easily weighed down hair, or hair that gets over conditioned very easily because of how lightweight it is and because there's no really heavy emollient ingredients in here. It's just lightweight hydration with heat protectant, and it's amazing. And now I'm not including this because they've sponsored a couple of my videos. This video is not sponsored by them. I'm putting it in here because I really do think that this is a standout product. I love this brand in general, which is why I do the sponsorships, because I am never going to accept a sponsorship for a product that I don't believe in and that I can't stand behind. And I definitely believe in the Keratin brand, and all of the products that I've tried from them are such high quality, and I love all of the ones that I've tried. I haven't tried everything that they have. There are some other products, but the ones that I have tried, I do really enjoy and highly recommend. They are on the pricey side, but they are most definitely worth it. And if you'd like to give them a try, I do have a discount code. It is in my description box where my other discount codes are. Like I said, this is a staple in my routine. It's a staple in my daughter's routine, and I really don't see myself or her giving this up anytime soon. Next up, we have the Bread Mud Mask, and this is a detox hair and scalp treatment. And now this is still a weird product to me. I love it. It's a great product. I don't believe it's new this year. I think this is one of those that's been around and I'm just trying it this year. And detox suggests that it removes toxins from your hair and scalp. And I do notice that my hair feels a lot cleaner when I use this. But what I really love about this is that because it does contain some magnesium sulfate, and like one of the ingredients, it's kind of a hidden ingredient in there, but it does exist. And what magnesium sulfate does is help to shrink the bonds in your hair, which then helps some of those lazier curls to kind of spring up. It doesn't make your hair curlier than what it's genetically programmed to be, but it does help it to form those curls and kind of defy gravity a little bit, because when your hair gets longer, there's weight on it, it can pull itself straighter. Or as you're styling it, if you're putting products in there that are kind of stretching it a little bit, or if you're brush styling and it might stretch your hair out, this can help kind of counteract that by shrinking those bonds and allowing your hair to spring up to where it's supposed to be. And that is why I like it. I just love how light my hair feels after I use this. So there must be something that it's removing, or some kind of detoxifying or clarifying or something going on because of how lightweight my hair feels after this, which is amazing because my hair, like I said, I think earlier in this video, is naturally heavy. So anytime it feels lightweight is just amazing to me, and I love it. And that is what this does for me. And the only reason this is not gone is because it's a pre-shampoo treatment, which requires a bit of forethought. And I am more forgetful than forethoughtful. No, not funny? Okay, moving on. Anyway, it does require me to think about it beforehand, and oftentimes I do forget about it, but when I do remember it, I really enjoy it. And what I really need to do just to kind of put this into my routine a little bit more is just have a self-care day where I wet down my hair, put this in, and just maybe even put a mask on my face or do like a foot mask and just sit and relax and just do all the self-care things, because I just really love the results that I get when I use this. It's just, I'm bad at remembering to use it. But even still, even with as bad as I am at remembering to use it, I still have used almost half of it. So there's that. But it is like a mud or a clay. You put it on your hair, you leave it on for about 20 minutes. I did do a review on this as well, and that video is right here. So you can check that out, so you can watch me demonstrate the use of this, as well as see the results and what my reactions were when I used it. Okay, so camera angles and lighting has probably changed a couple of times towards the end of this video, and that's because I have run into so many problems filming, and it is now several hours later from when I started this video, and hopefully I can get this completely recorded and I don't lose all of my footage. So I was talking about this bread mud mask and how amazing it is, even though I'm not entirely sure what all it detoxifies. I mean, detox kind of suggests that it's removing something, but whatever it is that it's doing, I love the results. It leaves me with light, fluffy, just bouncy curls. And I love that. Like, my hair feels so lightweight, so it must be taking something off of there, because it just doesn't even feel as heavy as my hair just naturally is, which is amazing to me. So whatever it is that this is doing, I really love what it does. But overall, this is a really great product for both the hair and also the scalp. I really didn't talk too much about what it does for the scalp. It left my scalp feeling kind of nice and clean and tickly. I actually, when I used this, my scalp was feeling kind of itchy and irritated because I had gone for a little while without washing it, so a little bit longer than normal, and my scalp was irritated from that. So when I used this, it definitely helped with that, and it was much less angry and irritated. So even though this is on the pricey side, it is worth the price. It's not something that you have to use every time that you wash. You use it pretty infrequently, maybe not as infrequently as I've been using it, but you do use it pretty infrequently, so it lasts a really long time, and the results are amazing. And this is going to conclude my standout products for the year 2022. Hopefully you found a few things that you'd like to try. If you like this video, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.